Hello everyone, welcome and happy Monday. We're going to kick off the week as usual with a new edition of Smash or Pass. This is a weekly series where we talk about what's new in fragrance and we evaluate all these new releases and establish whether or not we want to purchase them or whether or not we're interested in them and why. This is a series aimed at being informative but also a playful way of just playing Smash or Pass with the new releases. No, we don't smell them on here usually unless I have the release in front of me, unless I have experience with it, but this is a good way for us to kind of aggregate all the releases across the niche, designer, sometimes indie, what am I missing? Luxury categories into one video so we can discuss. If this is your first time on this channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Anya. I absolutely love fragrances. I talk about them here every single weekday. So not only Mondays, also every weekday, 5 times a week from Monday through Friday, we have a new video on this channel. In addition to that, if you're interested in seeing more content from me, I have a TikTok and an Instagram under the username anechkafragrances. So I post exclusive content on those platforms as well. And if you're like me and you're interested in history, if you love learning about perfume history specifically, I have a fragrance podcast called The Fragrance Report, and it's available on Spotify and on YouTube. We have a new episode every single Wednesday. With that being said, if you are also someone who wants to eliminate redundancy in your collection, if you're someone who has a lot of decants, a lot of samples, a lot of full bottles, and you just want a way to effectively track what you have, a great way of tracking what you spend on fragrances as well, then I'd highly recommend you download my fragrance collection log and expense tracker. This is a handy spreadsheet that is super easy to use and it's a very effective way of tracking your fragrance expenses. So that is available in the description box for you to check out as well. I do want to also say, I have a lot to say in this intro, I do apologize, but over the last few days, we finally hit 3,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I just want to say thank you so much. Whenever it comes to a new milestone like this, I always have a little bit of a pinch me moment because it's a little bit of an interesting situation, kind of filming videos by myself in my living room with no one watching, and then knowing that these videos are being seen by an increasing number of people. So I am so proud of the community that we've built here. I love you guys so much, and I love what we're doing here. I love how we're talking about fragrances in a way that to me is a little bit different from the super hyper consumerism that we've been seeing on the internet for so long. And I absolutely love chatting with you guys in the comments as well. I love meeting you, which has been also a really interesting experience over the last year or so. And yeah, I've just been so grateful for that, and I just want to say thank you. I'm excited about what the next milestone will bring. So with that being said, we have a lot to talk about, so let's get into the video. First up, we have 2 new launches from Navitus. They're collaborating with Neiman Marcus for some in-store exclusives. The first collaboration is with Sharida M. She is a content creator that's here on YouTube. I absolutely love her videos, and she's such a positive ray of sunshine, honestly, in my subscription feed. I love the way she talks about fragrances. I love her content. And she also is someone that I've had the pleasure of meeting in person, and she is so wonderful. So I'm really happy with her. This is her 3rd collaboration with Navitus. And then the second one is a fragrance that's been created internally by Navitus with High-End Merchant, who is their founder and CEO. He collaborated with a few noses to create the second fragrance. So let's talk about the notes individually. So Reverie Rouge will have notes of wild strawberry, cherry compote, and whipped coconut at the top, a heart of Moroccan almond, Turkish rose, and Brazilian tonka bean, and then a base of pink musks, white woods, amber, sandalwood, and vanilla. And the nose behind this particular fragrance is Christian Provenzano. On the other hand, Reverie Blanc is a Sauvignon Blanc inspired perfume with top notes of Sauvignon Blanc Accord, grapefruit, Italian mandarin, and bergamot, a mid of vineyard peach, blackcurrant, and lily of the valley, and then a base of white suede, cashmere wood, white musk, and amber wood. And this particular fragrance is created by master perfumers Bertrand Du Chauffeur, and Pierre Flores. But I think both of them are really interesting releases. I would like to smell them both. I keep forgetting if there's a Neiman Marcus in my area. I'll have to check up on that. But each one of these fragrances is available for $195 exclusively at Neiman Marcus's online store and in their stores as well. And each fragrance comes with a free 12 milliliter travel size spray of the other fragrance in the collection. So it's an effective way of trying both fragrances. You can get the fragrance that you're most interested in, and then you can also have a travel spray available of the second fragrance, which I think is actually really smart. So if you're interested in these, do let me know. This seems like an exciting collaboration, and it's great to see Navitus expanding into mainstream luxury as well. Also, something that's rather interesting is a new launch by DKNY. They are coming out with Be Delicious Ice Pops for the summertime. So this is supposed to be inspired by the creative joy or the carefree joy of summer days and the quintessential treat for hot weather, which is sorbet. And the collection includes 3 floral fruity fragrances, including Very Cherry, Berry Bliss, and Citrus Splash. So each one of these fragrances will be available as a body mist and an eau de parfum. So Very Cherry is going to be a fragrance with notes of ice cream, lychee, cherry, and bergamot at the top, a mid of peony, pear, and red poppy, and then a base of musk, amber, and sandalwood. Then Berry Bliss will include sweet notes of almond blossom, mango, and mint at the top, a mid of raspberry, strawberry, freesia, and lily, and then a base of cotton candy, coconut, and sandalwood. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have Citrus Splash, which is going to have notes of grapefruit, gooseberry, and peach at the top, a mid of gentiana, freesia, and peony, and then a base of juniper berry, sandalwood, benzoin, amber, and musk. I think it's actually really smart of them to be coming out with this kind of like new packaging that is reminiscent, or rather echoes, their original like Apple packaging that's like very iconic. They're coming out with a fresh take on it, which I think is really smart from like a marketing perspective. So I think that's a good idea. I will say the one that is kind of like piquing my interest the most is Ice Pop Citrus Splash. So that's the one I'm the most interested in. Just based on the notes. But I will speculate that I think the target audience for this is quite younger than me. So I think that they are perhaps trying to go for the high school, like maybe early college demographic, or maybe even middle school. I don't know. I know it's a range. But you know, like how the original Apple DKNY fragrance was like kind of beloved by like specifically like adolescent individuals. I think they're trying to do like a 2025 version of that take by coming out with this collection, coming out with a fragrance or with a set of fragrances that has an echo of that iconic fragrance, but a fresh take on it with like notes that the contemporary fragrance consumer would consider interesting, especially in that age range. So I don't necessarily think that I'm the target demographic for this. I don't think this is my style, but I can appreciate this as a fresh take on an iconic fragrance. I also want to show you a new limited edition fragrance by Lush. This is called Hello Kitty and Friends, and this particular perfume will be a limited edition range, and this will be a set of products that includes perfume in the mix. This perfume will have notes of cotton candy, vanilla absolute, orange oil, and patchouli. And the collection will include, in addition to the perfume, it'll include a Melody Bath Bomb, Cinnamon Bath Bomb, Kumari Bath Bomb, Friendship Cake Soap, Milk Bubble Bar, and a Hello Kitty and Friends shower gel. Oh wait, not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna like try and put pictures on the side as well, but these bath bombs look so cool. I'm not into bath bombs. Maybe I should take a bath more often. That would probably help me with a lot of internal stress, but I feel like these bath bombs are so cute. Like, this is the kind of thing that like I would look at and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And if I receive this as a gift, I would just like, I would just quietly pass away, because this seems like so fun. Like, I don't, like, in this case, I don't really care about the fragrance. The fragrance sounds interesting, but like, the bath bombs are really exciting to me personally. So I think, yeah, this is the rare occasion when the fragrance doesn't interest me as much as the actual like cutesy bath bombs that they have here. But yeah, the fragrance itself seems approachable. It seems interesting. Lush, they're kind of like known in my mind for like really going for it when it comes to like the intensity of the fragrance and the strength of the fragrance. I don't think this will be any different. But yeah, I don't necessarily, here's the thing, I don't necessarily also have like a sentimental attachment to Hello Kitty. I never was really into Hello Kitty. My favorite character was Barbie. And even so, I don't know if I'm so into those like kind of childhood characters that I would make a purchase simply based off of nostalgia. But yeah, like the 2000s Barbie, that was my jam. But Hello Kitty, also really cute, but the bath bombs are really, really stealing my heart for me. I think these are adorable. DKNY is coming up with a new fragrance inspired by Japanese whiskey. In fact, it's literally called Japanese whiskey, and this is going to be a boozy, woody scent with top notes of whiskey and clary sage, a mid of barley and oak, and then a base of chestnut and sandalwood. So this seems intriguing. I feel like this would probably be better suited for the colder weather. I have yet to try this fragrance, of course, and I think DKNY does a pretty good job of like making their fragrances like, I don't necessarily think that this will be a heavy hitter based off of my predictions of what I've tried from DKNY in the past. So perhaps this will actually be totally like well suited for the hot weather as well. Like, I don't know, I haven't tried it, but if you're interested in whiskey fragrances, this will be for you. For me personally, I think like when it comes to like kind of alcohol inspired scents, like at this point, because of like where we are in the year and in terms of weather patterns, I'm more interested in like a refreshing cocktail or alcohol inspired scent. So like, let's just say the white wine fragrance that we were talking about earlier, that to me is a little bit more relevant for this time of year. So that's just a personal choice. But if you're interested, this is an interesting new release to check out. I also was really interested in Sarah Jessica Parker's new collection of 3 fragrances. So this is the SJP Parfum collection, and she is expanding her fragrance portfolio with this collection, and her fragrances like started in 2005. So she's been making fragrances for a long time, and this trio of fragrances is supposed to echo key elements of her personality, including elegance, confidence, and a timeless approach to style through scent. And these are designed to bring color and possibility into daily life, featuring 3 distinct fragrances: Smitten in Pink, Divine Lime, and Blue Rhapsody. So Smitten in Pink is of course that hot pink one, and this will include top notes of orange and marigold, a mid of saffron, praline, and amberwood, and then a base of ambroxan, oak moss, and musk. And then Divine Lime will include notes of bergamot, grapefruit, and mandarin, a heart of neroli and orange blossom, and then a base of musk, amber, and amberwood. Blue Rhapsody will include notes of mandarin and musk at the top, a heart of nutmeg and iris, and then a base of sandalwood, amber, and oud. It's interesting how like these are egg shapes, and right now actually when I'm filming this, it's Easter. Happy Easter. I'm wearing my Easter outfit. I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like this is like the Easter kind of collection, but I'm kind of surprised that they're coming out with like egg-shaped perfumes. Not gonna lie, I really like the design. I do like the design. I think it's actually really cool and interesting and unique. It's something different. I'm pretty sure like, I would assume that this is a custom rendition, a custom bottle design. For those of you who are unaware, a lot of brands will kind of like use pre-existing fragrance molds for their fragrance, like in terms of like the bottle design. So they'll, you can kind of like tell when a fragrance is like generic, like as in they bought the bottle and they just slapped the logo on there, they slapped the name, and this is custom, so that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I love the bottle design. Can't say that the fragrance notes are super inspiring to me. In this case, like I am very much like most focused on the design of the fragrances. There's something about jewel toned anything that really gets my heart racing. So yeah, this is a cool release. I feel like if you're a super fan of Sarah Oh my gosh. If you're a super fan of Sarah Jessica Parker, this might be the fragrance collection for you. I was really intrigued by this new brand called House of Atropa. So I haven't heard too much about them, but let's look at what they are like. So essentially this is a new niche brand, and the nose behind the fragrances is Lisa Andrek. Oh yeah, and this is a Georgian brand, so this is from the country Georgia. And they have two new fragrances I want to talk about. The first is Lucid, and then the second one is Herbal Smoothie. So let's talk about the notes in Lucid first. Now, I was really curious about this brand because as someone who is like a fragrance collector, I really appreciate fine fragrance. I always look for brands that push the artist or the artistic envelope with their fragrances, and in this case, this brand appears to be doing just that. So I'm really excited to get into the notes with you. So we have notes of seaweed, grapes, and salt at the top, a mid of black pepper, butter, mate, and ozonic notes, and then a base of cedar, oud, and woodsy notes. On the other hand, Herbal Smoothie sounds exciting as well, and I feel like based on the name, I might enjoy this a little bit more. This has notes of mint, cucumber, and mango at the top, a mid of lemon, orange, grass, immortelle, anise, and basil, and then a base of oud, cedar, juniper berry, patchouli, cypress, and moss. So, yeah, so basically this is supposed to be a unisex set of fragrances, and it's clearly inspired by nature. Let me see. Okay, this like brand is really interesting. I might want to do like a deeper dive on this because these are some other fragrances they have in the brand but are not necessarily new. They have this other one called He Is Fish, which looks really intriguing. This is an ozonic aquatic scent with like notes of seaweed, salt, ozonic notes, iris. They have something called emerald herb, which is a fresh citrus fragrance with lemonade, white tea, ice. Like I'm summarizing, but yeah, this seems like a really intriguing fragrance line in general. If you have tried them before, do let us know in the comments what has been your experience. This seems like something I definitely do want to like maybe get a discovery set from. It seems like an intriguing brand for sure. Something I do want to mention about salty fragrances is that salty fragrances are pretty effective ways to kind of like have a refreshing fragrance for the summertime. So I encourage you to explore salty notes because I think those can really be an effective way of having like a refreshing experience with your fragrance. So this is definitely an interesting release. And something else that I do want to mention really quickly is this new fragrance called La Bomba. So this perfume is from Carolina Herrera and it's in the shape of a butterfly. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This is going to include top notes of pitaya for a juicy boost of fruitiness, a mid of cherry peony, and then a base of vanilla. So, okay. This is inspired by the idea of the wearer spreading their wings and soaring high, living carefree. Okay, cool. But I would say 100% the thing that's most intriguing for me is the bottle design here. I mean, I think it's no secret that Carolina Herrera, they're known for like their very innovative bottle design. Like the high heel, you look at that and you think Carolina Herrera. So I'm wondering, is this their way of kind of exploring maybe a new motif that they might also get a lot of recognition for moving forward? Let me know what you think of this bottle design because I would say the notes, I'm not like too excited about the notes, okay? I don't really have anything new to add there. Cherry, adjacent, floral fragrance, what's new, right? But the bottle design definitely does look quite interesting. Like I think the idea, like just imagine like that whimsical kind of like aesthetic, kind of just like imagine someone's dressing table. You have like the whimsical aesthetic going on, like something girly, and then you have this perfume with a few other colors because I mean if they come out with more colors that'd be so cool. So I anticipate that might happen. They might be testing the waters with this, seeing what happens. But just like imagine several different like butterflies on your dressing table. Isn't that so cool? That is so beautiful. I love that idea. But anyway, those are all the fragrances I wanted to talk about this week. Do let me know what stood out to you. What fragrances are you super excited about? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. I will say we are going to see a few more interesting releases. I am already excited about next week. So if you want to see more releases or more videos like this where I talk about fragrances, if you want to not miss the upcoming videos that I have planned for this week, definitely subscribe. Also, another benefit of subscribing is that you get to participate in the polls. I mean, obviously, you don't have to subscribe to participate in a poll whenever I post it on the community tab, but if you do subscribe, you do get notified whenever I publish a new poll, and this is my way of really getting a good set of feedback from you guys, like when it comes to like what I want to film, like for the week. I really value your feedback and your suggestions. So I constantly put up polls. I constantly ask you guys what you want to see from me. So if you are subscribed, you can be notified of those polls and have a role in the kind of like the development of this channel. But anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.